Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Finstep Minute Steak. Today we are continuing our conversation at the WOW Summit Hong Kong. It's been fabulous, a lot of people visiting Hong Kong, including Kristen Lim, who is the CEO and co-founder of RockRose Executive Search, specializing in virtual assets, digital assets, and fintech. Kristen, welcome to Hong Kong. How's the day been last 2 days?
Thank you, Musheer. So last 2 days has been quite packed with a lot of events. It's great. I get to meet a lot of people, and it's my first trip out of Singapore this year for business, and just really enjoy the vibe and meeting people, making connections, making friends as well.
That's great. I mean, love the panel that you hosted for us earlier today. I want you to touch a little bit about what RockRose Executive Search does for our audience. What are your specialities and how that industry is growing, not just in Singapore, but across Asia?
Sure. So I have been a headhunter for more than 10 years now. When I first started was in banking. So in banking, I was a specialist recruiter focusing on hiring within the audit, risk, compliance sector. So I kind of knew how banking worked. But that wasn't enough for me. I make a career switch, move into a startup itself, learn everything from the ground up, basically rolling up my sleeves, doing everything, wearing multiple hats. So I discovered what I actually like in terms of my career. I like to solve problems, I like to learn new things, and I like to meet with people. I like to work in a very fast-paced, moving environment with innovations and technology. So I discovered my passion there. So fast forward to today. So the last few years, I spent some time to build up the network connections within the Web3 crypto ecosystem. It's a space that I really strongly believe in. I believe that blockchain technology could solve a lot of real-world problems, problems that banks couldn't really actually solve. So I really believe in this industry, which is why I started RockRose as a business search. I find that the talent density in this area is not very strong at the moment. Everyone is still trying to figure out what blockchain is about, what Web3 is about, what's crypto. Is it scammy? Is it dodgy? Or is it legitimate? Part of my role is to educate the masses as well, because we definitely need more talent in this space. And that's what RockRose is about. We help companies to identify good talents, someone with strong potential to help the company to become more successful. And these talents we search through various means, through Web2, and of course the DGens in Web3 as well. So that's what we specialize in.
That's great. I want to build on what you were talking about with regards to talent. Who should look at crypto or getting into crypto? I mean, you obviously have people already involved, but if there are people who are looking to get into this virtual assets, digital assets world, whom is it made for, and who are the people who should rethink or be very aware or cautious about getting in because it may not suit them?
Sure. I think so just to break down Web3 in general in terms of like the job opportunities, hiring opportunities in the space. First of all, we say kind of like semi Web2, Web3 kind of players like the centralized exchanges.
Sure.
So that would be the best entry point for most Web2 professionals. And then of course we have the Wild West, the Web3, the DGens, right? These people are working in the DeFi projects, protocols, layer 1, layer 2 blockchain. So this is a little bit more advanced within the Web3 area, and there's a lot more scams and within the sector. So I would say for someone who is new, don't join the Web3 projects, join the Web 2.5 or Web 2, centralized exchange, hone your skills, learn a bit more about the industry before you actually make a switch or a move into the decentralized space.
And what are the hot roles you're seeing coming up? I know 2022 was not the greatest year for 22 to 23 was not the greatest year for crypto overall, but what are you seeing as the more in-demand roles, which verticals?
It's a very, very interesting question, and I kind of tie it back to the panel that I had this morning as well. So the panel this morning, we talk about Web3 and cryptocurrency regulations, how to navigate regulations in the space, and I have very good panelists that talk about how regulations has evolved in the space. So the last bull cycle, which is back in 2021, again, a lot of speculations in the space. lack of regulations, and then we see FTX kind of crashes, and that changed the whole market. So post FTX crash, I actually see a lot more businesses putting their focus on setting up a proper compliance risk framework within the organization. So this year or this bull cycle, I'm very bullish about hiring within the whole governance space, whether it's risk, compliance, audit, or even finance, right? I think these are the main focus for businesses that want to be regulated in the space. And I do think that businesses who are here for the long run will need to be regulated. So this will definitely be the areas of interest. Should be a hype this cycle. But the other type of roles like sales, marketing, product engineering, and even security as well is something that we cannot ignore. So this will continue to be the hiring trend this time.
Nice. What you mentioned about getting into the entrepreneurship journey, right? Moving from working for leading firms in executive search to co-founding RockRose Executive Search, right? And having been a founder, albeit not startup, but building a business myself, I know what challenges a lot of founders face. But what drew you to becoming a founder beyond the things you mentioned, like, and what has been 3 lessons you learned or did not expect and got during that first year of your startup journey?
Well, I don't know where to start on this one. I think since childhood, I have been a very ambitious child, I would say.
Good. Yeah.
When I first started my first job, I was thinking of an exit from the corporate world already.
Okay.
So I think, I don't know what you call it, but I think entrepreneurship has always been in my DNA.
Sure.
And I was thinking back when I was a child, my friends, girls probably play with Barbie dolls, but I play with Legos. So I think that's probably ingrained in me as well. Since young, I kind of like to solve problems. I'm quite practical, and also I like logical stuff as well. So mathematics was one of my favorite subjects growing up.
Nice. Okay.
So that's a little bit about myself personally. So entrepreneurship, to me, the biggest lesson and things that I did not expect last year was, so just to provide the context. So I started RockRose itself. At the moment, I'm still building a business. It's just myself at this point of time. So I knew entrepreneurship or being a CEO could be quite a lonely journey, but I never actually understood how lonely it can be, right? So I took for granted having colleagues around, having people to trash talk about things in the office. I mean, those were given to many people. I didn't appreciate that when I was an employee, but now I know how much that actually shapes and how much that brings fulfillment in our own professional life. So that itself is something that I had to overcome last year. Wasn't easy. There's ups and downs, but I think I managed to find a way to kind of like overcome that. So what I do these days is that yes, there are times that I'm alone. I need to do my work, but I always make an effort to meet people on a weekly basis, get to know new people, forge new connections, helping people in their career beyond just a placement. And I think that's something I enjoy very much, and that helps to kind of overcome the loneliness on this journey.
As yeah, they say that a founder's life is very lonely in some senses. Last question. You've come to Hong Kong after a while, first business trip of the year. What have you found wowing you in the city, and why should people come to Hong Kong?
First of all, I always love Hong Kong. I think it's very vibrant. There's a lot of character in Hong Kong. It's very fast moving. I'm quite an impatient person, so for me, I love Hong Kong for the fact that everything is fast. So haven't been back to Hong Kong for more than 5 years now. I feel that Hong Kong has not, how do I put it? Walking into the city, into Central, I feel that it's not changed that much. I love seeing people stood up in the CBD area. We don't get that in Singapore. And being at World Summit here in Hong Kong, I feel that there's a lot of talents here. There's a lot of there's a lot of hunger here as well. I feel that Hong Kong really want to make Web3. Want to become a Web3 hub in Asia itself, and I think it has great potential to be in. Hong Kong has been the capital markets in Asia, and I think once there's more regulation clarity in Hong Kong, we definitely see more businesses flowing back into Hong Kong.
Last question. If there was a candidate looking to make it in the Web3 world, what are the 3 tips you would give them about their profile, their CV, their Telegram profile, or LinkedIn? What do they need to keep in mind to impress the ones who are hiring? What are the 3 things you would say, top 3 things?
Very good question. I would like to say beyond the CV, back up with substance.
Okay.
So if you want to interview for a project or a crypto exchange for any opportunity within Web3 space, don't just list stuff on the CV. Actually be really good at it. Learning on the side, learning at night, learning through friends, learning through events as well.
Sure.
Basically, be very curious about the topic. Don't have to pick a lot of topics. Just pick one topic that you are really passionate in and be really good at it. So second tip is to really get yourself into the space, right? Create an account on an app, dabble with stuff, buy an NFT or buy a crypto coin. Just really get the idea of what crypto is. And I think third on the CV part is you could put all these side projects or all these passion projects on your CV, just so that the interviewer or the hiring manager will actually know that you have this interest already. You're not just a candidate who is trying their luck in the space, but you actually put in the hard work
Sure.
to move into the space. So that will be a lot appreciated, and most of the time will make you stand out amongst the crowd.
And what is a no-no? One no-no.
One no-no is to put something or over-exaggerate what you can actually do on your CV.
Okay, perfect. Thank you once again, Kristen. It's been a pleasure having you on the Finstep Token Bites. For all watching, please follow us on YouTube, LinkedIn, and stay tuned for more news with interesting entrepreneurs doing a lot of things in the fintech and Web3 world. Thanks again, Kristen.
Thank you, Musheer.
Thank you.